Welcome to the carnage.
And welcome back to the Carnage, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to go over some videos that I've been seeing increasing as of late. Most of them were stitched with, some type of, silly comment or commentary about these liberal women are looking for liberal men. So they're making these TikToks and they're asking, where these men are, because apparently they're having a really hard time finding them. And most of those videos were stitched with, look for them in their mom's basement or, in the woman's bathroom or at a protest for, feminism. And there's so many of those videos that I'm not really going to add those to this video itself. If you, want a good laugh, sure, plenty of them on TikTok. You'll find plenty of them there. But instead, what I wanted to do is try to kind of elaborate on why I think this is particularly funny to me is that these women are asking where these liberal men are, and the ones that are finding liberal men are then turning around and saying, well, that's not what I was looking for because they hold, the same exact values as a liberal woman does, right? That, feminism and, 50-50 and all of these things. And these liberal women are finding that, well, that's not what they want. What they want instead is they want a man who has traditional conservative values and is masculine, but votes against their own, rights and agenda and views to vote for the side of, these women, right? So basically, they want all of that. They want this package deal, but they want you to vote for these women in their best interests and views, which I find hilarious, to be honest with you, because it makes no sense, right? Like, if these are the types of men that you want, then maybe your views need to change a little bit. Maybe you need to be more in the middle ground. Maybe you need to be a little bit more understanding. But asking for, a cowboy or a rancher, a blue collar guy, and you want him to be this masculine person and these traditional values, but you don't want to bring any of that to the table, you're not going to find a man like that, honey. Sorry. And that's what a lot of these videos kind of go over. So let's get right into it.
Can the liberal men please slide into my DMs because I live in the Florida Panhandle. It's really hard to find you guys.
I don't think there's anything harder than finding a liberal boyfriend. Oh, where is he?
He's in the women's bathroom. Either that or he's in a woman's sport.
What they
See, and that was the only one of those that I added because that's about the the gist of most of these videos kind of put together. But these women are having a hard time finding liberal boyfriends. I'm not sure exactly why. I mean, go to a protest, I guess, or, visit some, local fucking feminine sport, something like that. You're going to find one there somewhere. Right now, granted, he might be taken already by his boyfriend, but hey, you can always shoot your shot.
Want is the masculine packaging.
Correct.
But they want to change what's inside.
They're yearning for a, quote, blue-collar guy who is liberal.
It sort of creates this caricature that doesn't exist. You probably all listen to, like, Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
And
What is that yearning, though? What is that yearning where you actually have to check off that biological angst? Like, not angst, like yearning for a guy who's a guy, but at the same time, you don't want to tell your girlfriends that your boyfriend remotely likes Trump.
there are a lot of stories about women who get off their birth control and are suddenly not attracted to their partners anymore. And the reason is birth control is a hormonal disruptor. It manipulates your natural hormonal balance and probably makes feminized men more attractive.
They want like Phil Dunphy's politics, but in a guy who looks like Zach Bryan. And you're not going to get it.
No, in the case of Zach Bryan, you're going to get like a raving drunk.
Yeah.
Enjoy it or
Yeah.
leave. Someone who like grew up in the woods, like hunting and fishing and driving trucks. My first car was a 2002 Ford F-150. The Hicklib phenomenon is primarily driven by a childless cat lady.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they touch on exactly what we're talking about today quite a bit is these liberal women want this masculine man that does all of these things and checks off all these boxes, but votes against their own interests to vote for their woman's interests instead, which I find absolutely, just stupid, right? And then you top that off, they also want these men to be, well off and rich and this and that. And it's like, your dream man here only exists in, really bad fucking romance novels.
I'm gonna put this.
Hi. Sorry I haven't been posting. I honestly just needed to take a break from social media. But I talked a lot about what I was not looking for in a guy. So just want to know, does this person exist? Is it possible to find a guy who is funny, attractive, liberal, cares about the environment, is a cowboy, is Glenn Powell?
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Okay, he doesn't have to be Glenn Powell, but is it possible to find like a country guy who can like is handy but is also liberal? Is that a thing?
No, it's not a thing, because I'll give you two main reasons why. Liberal men do not generally believe in traditional values, right? They're on board with this whole, feminist agenda that, women should have, special privileges and special rights, and, they're more or less simps for women. And women that get into these relationships with these men, typically they don't last. And that's just what these women think that they want. And they get in these relationships and they don't last very long. And then they're back on TikTok these stupid fucking videos. Like, I want a liberal guy, but I want him to have all of these, different fucking values and check all these boxes that, most typical masculine men check off, but I don't want them to be that. I want them to, be in touch with their feminine side and, do all of this other shit. It's like they don't make up their mind. You can't have it both ways, ladies. I'm sorry. You can't. Either you want a guy who has a liberal mindset, who's, feminine and is into the 50-50 lifestyle and these things, or you want somebody who is a masculine guy who can fucking do drywall, who can change your oil, who can fix a flat tire, who can do all these things that you want him to do. You gotta give something up. So either go for conservative men because they check off more of your masculine boxes that you want, but they will not vote your way, or find a liberal man who's not going to check off those boxes, but will definitely vote for, somebody like Kamala Harris.
This viral video of a young woman who is venting about how she is liberal and wants a liberal man, but she also wants this liberal man to be chivalrous and masculine, who is very traditional without being a conservative.
I don't know, one of the saddest realizations I recently had was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of.
Okay, women have literally been screaming at men to not open doors for them. I don't need you to do that. Don't pay for me. I can pay for myself. And now you're so upset with the consequences of your actions. You're so upset that men are wanting to split the bill. It's because that is what they have been trained to do. That is what they think women want.
I really want to date a liberal man.
Yeah, she's 100% right. I mean, you guys come out and make these videos about how you're a strong, independent woman, go feminism, go, and that, men are beneath you, they're subhuman, this, that, and the other. But yet you're all looking for the same fucking guy. You're all looking for the same dude, right? You're looking for Robert Redford. You're looking for Sam Elliott. That's who you're looking for, but you're not going to find that, because they're not going to hold the values that you want when it comes to the political landscape that you want to be a part of. It's just that simple. Sorry, but it's just not something you're going to find.
Man, but like, no, I do not. But yes, I do. But liberal men's bios on dating apps will be like, extra points to you if you know who my dog Capote's named after. I'm like, ooh, an 11th grade English lit quiz. Let me prove how smart I am. Maybe that I can read to this man who I've never met. That seems like a fun, interesting dynamic to enter into. It's just so hard to take men seriously when they have stupid hobbies like belittling women and bouldering.
I'm strongly advising that you get your shit together.
Okay, again, just so you know, lady, most women find most men hobbies to be stupid. But the funny thing is that underneath that facade, you all secretly like some of these guys' hobbies that have these, handy traits, right? Like you like a guy who's a mechanic, you like a guy who's a construction worker, you like a guy who knows how to build shit. You like these hobbies, but you shit all over them. I don't fucking understand that at all.
I'm looking for a man who looks red, votes blue, 6 foot, tattoos.
There you go. Again, they want a conservative man that fits these boxes, or at least a moderate man, right? Maybe not just a conservative, but somebody who's in the middle that fits all these check marks, but is going to go completely against their own fucking self-interest just for them. It's called simping. That's what that is. And then once you get that, ladies, you really hate it.
I'm looking for a liberal cowboy in LA. Hilarious, 6'2", likes to surf, has a car, has a job, has passions, has hobbies, is driven, loves me, is obsessed with me, gives me princess treatment, but is independent as well. Wants kids, maybe, someday, is open to it. Wants to travel, wants to cook, wants to explore and learn new things. Is having a good relationship with their family and their parents and their mother. And it's funny, I already said that, but you know that's an important one. And is not a Gemini. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, it's too much to ask. Sorry, lady. I'm not sure what astrological signs have anything to do with anything, and I really do not know why women read so deep into that. Oh, you're a Sagittarius, so this, that, this. It's like, no, I've met plenty of people who are certain astrological signs, and they're nothing like their astrological fucking check mark boxes that everybody says that they are. So I don't buy into that shit at all. That I think it's pretty stupid, but I don't know. Could you imagine men that way, right? We're like, man, we want a woman that does this, this, and this, but she absolutely cannot be a Capricorn. Huh? I don't think I've ever heard a man say anything remotely like that. But hey, that's just me. So what do you guys think? I mean, are these women looking for something that doesn't exist? Because I certainly think so. I think that they're looking for something that just does not exist. They're never going to find. So they're probably going to grow up very alone, sad, and lonely until the day that they realize that, hey, maybe, I should just not care about somebody's political views and just love somebody for who they are. But let me know what you guys think. If you get a chance, hit like, hit subscribe, share the video. If not, that's fine too. You guys take care. See y'all on the next one.